Hello and welcome to We Got a Podcast, the podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z. From Earth to Namek to Sadala, we cover it all. My name is Doug.
And I'm Randy.
We're the world's strongest under the heavens duo here. Every other week talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. But we're not going in alone this week. We've got a clean god himself. Ken, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Hey, Douglas. I'm doing good. How are you?
Fan-freaking-tastic, man. So glad to have you. I didn't know you were going to be joining us today. This is a huge surprise.
Yeah.
It would have been even funnier if I didn't know until I read that part of our script of the intro. Like, and someone is joining us? Who?
And then he joins the call. That would have been great, but no, I didn't want it to be that much of a surprise.
It's too much planning ahead of time, yeah.
So, Ken, who are you?
I am just another talking head on Twitter, giving my hot takes on Dragon Ball, and I don't know what else. What else am I raging against these days?
You're an awesome artist, too.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Not as good as me, but, you know.
No.
I'll let you hang
Not
around.
even Toriyama.
Yeah, I understand. I see what trap I walked into.
You've activated my trap card. Wait, that's a different franchise.
So, what's new with you guys? Randy, what's new with you, buddy?
I've been a big nerd playing some games. I finished this game, Chained Echoes, which is an old school SNES-style RPG that came out at the end of last year. And boy, what a treat, man. I beat it like on Sunday. What an emotional ending. It's great.
Oh,
you should
nice.
get it.
I'm so jealous of how many games you experience in your life. Every podcast, you're like, I beat this game and this game. And I'm like, I thought about starting a new game. I don't know what to do with my life.
I mean, it's dedication, Doug. It's blood, sweat, and tears. And
yeah,
it's
a lot of time.
Exactly. I finished Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 this past weekend, so now I'm going to watch Zero, the prequel movie. And currently I'm just vibrating in anticipation for Resident Evil 4 Remake coming out in a couple of weeks. So
nice.
It's one of my favorites. What about you, Doug? What's been new with you?
My TikTok finally awoken, and one of my videos actually went viral. Yeah. One of my videos went a little viral, so it's been a pretty an awesome ride. Where I don't know, it's just it's so funny to put in a lot of work in these 20-second videos, but then never get anything in return. But then finally, it actually did have some return. So I don't know, it's nice. It's nice to feel validated for all the effort you put into something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel honored that you deigned us with your presence from your being a viral celebrity.
Sorry, yeah. TikTok sensation over here. Now that's what. Oh, if you open the episode, I could have used that. Whatever, doesn't matter.
It's too late, Doug. You screwed up. You wanted all the glory at the start, and you wasted it. Ken, everything you say is new to us because our audience probably doesn't even know that you exist.
We play Mario Kart. You and I play Mario Kart with them every Saturday night.
Yeah, that
on
is true.
Twitch. Twitch.com/VegettoEX. We use his channel without him on there to exclusively play Mario Kart.
I did like in the highlights that were put up. One of the clips was Ken just saying, "Where the fuck are Doug and Randy?"
That's how it opens. Yeah.
Sorry so we didn't make it on time. We did get there eventually, though.
Yeah.
But Ken, what is new with you? What are you up to?
I've been playing Metroid Prime Remastered. It's fantastic. I owned that game on GameCube, never beat it. Owned that game, the Wii Trilogy version, never beat it. So hopefully third time's the charm with this Switch version. It's incredible. The controls, everything you've heard about how much better it is now is true.
Yeah, everyone's raving about how amazing that game is. I don't think it's my cup of tea, but I can damn well respect it.
See, Metroid Prime 1 was the only Metroid Prime I actually finished. I started to, and I never got any further than that. But I haven't started the remaster, but I'm excited to, because I have fond feelings? Memories about
fond
that game.
Memories, yeah. I never really got into the Metro series that much. I did play Metroid Dread when the demo came out, and it was the first demo that was like, damn, I need to actually buy this game and play it because it really, really hooked me.
Metroid, man, it's good stuff. It's back in a big way, which I think is exciting because it was kind of gone for a while there.
Oh, also, I keep wanting to talk The Last of Us with you, Randy, but you don't watch it. Ken, you watch The Last of Us, right?
I do. I'm caught up, yeah.
Yes, the episode was fantastic. I'm not going to say anything, Randy, but the episode was like fantastic. I loved it, top to bottom. It was great. The tension, the rawness, the realness of it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My mom was in town this weekend, and I made her watch it with me. And she
Really?
said, that was pretty good, except for all the spatter.
Oh. Did she talk, like, episode 8 was her first episode to watch?
Yeah, she's never seen it before.
That's awesome. What an episode to walk in on.
Yeah.
No, but as soon as it got to, like, the boss fight, I like, just the area, like, I'm like, oh my god, like, I forgot about that scene and how it existed, and then as soon as, like, I saw fire, I'm like, oh my god, this is the scene, this is the battle. Like, it was an awesome moment.
That battle in the game is so tense that every time I think about replaying The Last of Us, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that part again.
To get to that point, yeah.
Well,
Man.
here's the thing. The PC version comes out this month, and initially I was like, I'm not going to pick it up at launch. I'll get it eventually. But it's my birthday month, and my sister gave me some Steam gift cards. I'm like, now I could just get it, I guess, and I could actually play it.
Just pretend she gifted you the game. Done deal.
Exactly. I mean, because also... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry to jump in like that, Randy. I was going to ask,
No,
are you
please
turning
do it.
34 or 35?
I will be a young 35-year-old this month.
Nice. All right.
So, March 1988.
Yes.
Doug, what month in 1988 were you born?
October.
I'm born May 1988.
Whoa.
So
Really?
we are all like the same experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. How did this happen?
Well, a mom and a dad love each other very much, Doug.
You're right. In 1987.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's how it works. And time, and gestation periods for children.
Yep. But what are we here to talk about today, Randy?
Oh yeah, I guess we should actually.
That's
talk
a genuine
about things.
question because I never know what we're going to be talking about today.
That's true. You didn't read the outline. You don't know what we're here for. We are here to just do a quick little Dragon Ball news roundup because there's been a lot of cool things been coming up and around, and I felt like it'd be nice to talk about them because I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff that has me hyped, a little worried, but also like, I don't know, just kind of
A little worried.
Have something to look forward to. I think that's exciting.
If I know one news, if there's a second news that's making you worried, I don't know what it is, but yeah, let's jump into it.
Well, we can jump into the big one, and this is kind of why I brought Ken on, because we'd previously talked about the topic of the Budokai Tenkaichi games, and Doug expressed absolute hatred. So I'm like, Ken, I have to talk to this.
Slowly lifting a copy of the game up the screen.
Yeah. Ken's the real deal here. He's got the copy right in his hands. He's ready to.
That's not my copy of the game.
Did you borrow it for the shtick?
No, I've been borrowing it for a long time.
Ken's so good at overlays that I just believe that was just an overlay of his hand coming off the screen with the game case.
He filmed that before with somebody else's copy. Overlay.
That would be next level hilarious, but yeah.
So there's a new Budokai Tenkaichi game on the horizon. We had it announced at the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour over this past weekend. And what do we know about it? Ken, what have we been told about this new Budokai Tenkaichi title?
Well, I don't know what we've been told, but I'll tell you what I've seen.
Oh, sure.
We've got Goku going Super Saiyan Blue on Namek.
Was it Namek?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Namek.
New Namek?
Could be new.
Ooh. Oh, wait, what's insinuation there? You're saying that it's like,
Doug,
why wouldn't it be new Namek?
I got a bone to pick with you, Doug.
I'm glad you asked.
This is what I brought him here for. This was the secret thing all along.
There's this manga by a young up-and-comer named Toyotaro.
Toyble? Yeah, I heard of the guy.
If you would just read this manga, you would know all about Goku and Vegeta going Super Saiyan Blue on New Namek. To fight
New Namek.
the one and only Moro.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, I thought that took place on Earth. I guess, yeah. No, that's why no one cares what happens to that planet. Okay, that makes sense.
Doug, they go to Yardrat too, man, and they go to unnamed planets with time chambers on them.
You're doing a pretty good job of selling me Dragon Ball Super, but
Don't fall for it. He's said this multiple times with other guests. And guess what? 2 years later, he's not read a single
but Ken's
chapter.
actually uploading 4 pages a day onto our Discord, and I'm taking a glance at him. I think maybe you should put him
taking a glance. That's not reading.
It's because, like, as soon as you do, other people comment on it, and I'm like, I don't want to scroll all the way back up there. So I was gonna say, just directly send them to me, like 4 pages a day, and I'll definitely read it that way.
I will do that.
Yes.
Ken, you're doing Kami's work there. Finally getting him to read it in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how you're going to handle it for later chapters when it's like 40 pages long, but...
Maybe I'll up the ante of pages when it gets that... Because, like, right now, it's like, oh, I've read this already, but I don't know how I set myself up so easily for that new Namek conversation. It's like, yeah, what do you mean new Namek?
So, yeah, it's Goku turning Super Saiyan on some form of Namek. And really, that's kind of all we know. We don't know the name of the game. We don't know a developer. We don't know a release window. We don't know platforms. Right. Nothing. Just that they're making it. But you're
insinuating that it's possible that they could go into Dragon Ball Super manga story with this game.
I mean, it's certainly possible. We haven't seen anything else other than, I assume, do gacha games like Legends and stuff have Moro characters and things in them?
I think closest we've gotten is Dragon Ball Heroes having the Gamma Burst attack for Vegeta. I think that's it.
Huh. But why else would they show that scene of him going blue on Namek, if not to get like a little Easter egg?
Here's how the video goes. It's a CRT TV showing scenes from Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and then we have the cutscene transformation of Goku going from Super Saiyan or from base to Super Saiyan. And in the middle of that transformation, it cuts out and then turns into modern graphics, and he completes the transformation but goes blue. And of course, since he was on Namek in that original video, I have him on Namek here.
Oh.
So
I thought maybe it's just like, I mean, it could have just been like a standard, any shot of Goku powering up, and they just chose to do Namek on Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
They were just doing what the story mode kind of sort of does for that.
That makes more sense. Yeah, okay, yeah. It'd be cool, though. It'd be cool if they did. That'd be the first time a video game ever did that, right? Just went to the manga like story instead of, I mean, they don't have any anime counterpart to go off of either.
If I'm being honest, I'm just drinking hopium right now. There's no way that was the intent. Namek is just iconic,
but what
and so
if,
that's.
Though? That'd be
I know.
So cool.
You'd have to read the manga so you could get all the cool jokes they're making.
That would probably make me have to do it. Yeah,
but it's, I don't know. We know very little, but it's still super exciting. And I'm a big fan of the Tenkaichi games. I think the only ones that I haven't played is the Tag Versus one is for the PSP.
Oh.
I played the Raging Blasts and all of those. And yeah.
What was the tag? What was the other? I guess it wasn't called tag, but it was like 4 players against one enemy.
Tenkaichi like Tag Team. That's what it was.
No, I'm thinking of Battle of Z. That's what I'm thinking. You guys remember that game?
Zenkai Royale, is that what you're thinking about?
No, it's called Battle of Z, and it had
sorry, you were breaking up horribly. So I couldn't
okay.
what you're saying.
Randy and I both looking at each other like, what's going on with Doug?
Nothing's happening?
No. Okay, so you were talking about Battle of Z, which came out
this
for
game
the
called Battle of Z
PS3 and 360?
Maybe, yeah, but it's the internet connectivity with that game was so bad that you couldn't do what it was intended to do, which is 4 players online fighting with each other, fighting together against an enemy. And the idea was great in concept, but never panned out.
I hate to tell you this, Doug, but Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did it first. On the Wii, there was online battles, and it was the first time you could do that. And
with motion controls?
With motion controls. I love those motion controls. I love doing a Kamehameha in my living room. With other people there to see me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Just wait till VR gets there, man.
There we go. Bring back VR Versus for Dragon Ball. That's what we need.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited about it. Ken, you stole a copy from somebody, so you must have some enjoyment of this series.
I have a complicated history with
okay.
Budokai Tenkaichi, which I'm just going to call sparking from now on. Less syllables.
There you go.
Sure, that's way easier.
For the audience that doesn't know, the series is called Sparking in Japan, called Budokai Tenkaichi here. Interesting that they call it this new one Budokai Tenkaichi, not Sparking, but that's whatever.
The first one I rented from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video back in the day. I don't see kids back in the day. You'd rent video games from a place.
It's like Netflix, but in a physical store.
Hey, Redbox still exists. They got games.
I played it and I went up through, you do the Raditz fight at the beginning, and I always hear people talk about how hard that first Raditz fight is, where you have to line up Raditz so that Piccolo can shoot his Makanko Sappo through him.
Yes.
And I don't, that's not what sticks with me. What sticks with me is the fight you have to do with, I think you're fighting against Ozaru Gohan. And that fight was so difficult, I threw a controller. I'm not proud to admit it. One of the only games I've ever thrown a controller at, and it was that first Sparking game. And I do believe I took the game right back because I was like, I'm not playing this anymore. Point? Yeah. But then in college...
was there a Raditz holding like minigame?
You're thinking of Budokai 1.
Yeah, Budokai 1 had that, right?
This was like you just had to line up the fights so that way that Piccolo. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a long time. I don't remember that. I've erased a lot of memories because of things like that fight. There's also like Mr. Satan versus Boo is incredibly tough, but yeah.
But in college, I played the second and third Sparking games and loved them.
Hell yes.
Much better controls.
And like I said last time in the podcast, I don't think I passed Tenkaichi 3, and like I never played 3, which everyone says is amazing. So I'm not super excited, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't a little excited to try this out.
How many new Dragon Ball games that aren't on mobile phones have you played, Doug?
Oh, Dokkan Battle and Legends? You mean those aren't real games?
I didn't say they weren't real. Just said they were mobile games.
I tried Kakarot and I didn't love how it felt. I don't know, the flying especially, and I just suck at fighting. But I really want to pick it up again just because how amazing the cutscenes look.
How about Xenoverse?
I played a little bit of Xenoverse, yeah. Xenoverse 1, a little bit of Xenoverse 2. Didn't love those really either.
Fighters?
Fighters I love, but I suck at it, so I didn't play too much of it. Like it's fantastic.
I don't know. I'm very excited. I am worried because we don't know who the developer is, and the original developers were Spike Chunsoft. I can't remember which one they go by.
Do they not do stuff anymore?
Oh, they still do stuff. You bet they do. Have you ever heard of a great game called Jump Force?
Ooh. No.
That's not a sound anybody makes when you hear about Jump Force, Doug. How about the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game? Because I believe that was them, right?
I don't know.
But anyway.
They didn't make the Ultimate Stars Shonen Jump game on the DS, did they?
On the
Because whenever I hear Jump Force, I think of that game. Because this is the same.
No, this is the 2019 PS4 game with.
It wasn't that one that I spent $90 on so I can get music on it to play and then never played it, was it? Twice on the PS3 and then the PS4.
No, because this one was PS4 and Xbox One only. Well, on PC as well, but
I'm pretty sure it was on the PS3s. I remember spending $90 twice and realizing I was making mistakes. What was the other one before it then? Jump Ultimate Stars? No, that's the DS game.
Doug, you're confusing everybody.
There's something there. I know there is. I spent $180. It's not a dream.
Okay. But anyway, I'm just worried because, I don't know, they're kind of rocky-ish as a developer, and also one of the big draws of the Tenkaichi games is the huge roster, and I don't think just jumping in first game, you can really do a lot other than here's like 60 characters and there's going to be 7 years of DLC and season passes you're going to have to buy, which, spoiler alert, if it's a good game, I'm going to buy them. I'm going to give them all my money.
You're a slut for that kind of shit.
I am.
So, because I read the outline for the show ahead of time, I was thinking about this on my drive home from work today, and I'm not the idea of the way Bamco does their DLC, I don't love, but you think about the base product for each of these games. So the base product for Xenoverse 2, base product for Fighters, base product for Kakarot. These are their DLC platforms nowadays. And they're all really rich base experiences. So I am hopeful that we'll get that with the new Sparking game. Even if it is, like you said, probably going to be 7 years of DLC. This will be what finally puts Xenoverse 2 in the ground. And they switch over to this.
Yeah, you make a good point. All of the base experiences are pretty good and full featured. They're just kind of always adding more. It's never feeling like they've cut content to sell back to you. It's like, look, we got to ship a game after working on it for 2 to 3 years. We'll continue to work on it, but you gotta pony up the dough.
As long as there's no gacha system in there, I'm totally for it.
Oh, they're gonna work in some like a year and a half in. Oh, here's a card game that we're adding to it, and here's some other random.
Which made me realize all the games you listed. Like, Doug, did you play these games? I'm like, oh yeah, that did exist. And the one that I actually did play that I really liked for a minute was what's the one on the PC that I played with you guys?
Oh, Breakers.
Breakers. Yeah, Breakers. And that was a freaking gacha system. I think I have a gambling problem, guys. I think we need to...
Welcome to We Got a Pod Intervention Special. We're not taking a gamble knowing of other... That was a terrible... I couldn't even come up with a good...
Try it again. Roll it back.
Use the clicker.
I'm not using the clicker. We're just going to roll right in. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC. Everybody knows.
We're not taking a gamble on that.
There you go. We've got some new DLC coming out fresh off the heels of the Bardock DLC. We've got Chaos at the World Tournament. Takes place during the 23rd Budokai. And it's a prequel to Z stuff.
You had to say that, yeah.
I did, yeah, exactly. Ken, I know that you're a fan of Kakarot, and we've got a few images here of the upcoming DLC. What's your take on this?
Look, Kakarot's a 10 out of 10 game. I'm extremely on the record with that. The Trunks DLC was an 11 out of 10. Bardock, we don't talk about. But this DLC, I'm really looking forward to. I don't know what they can do with it if you just play as Goku. I guess maybe you switch to Piccolo for his battles. But of the people in that roster, yeah, go ahead.
Explain that to me, though. Like, for someone who hasn't played those DLC, why does that seem weird that you only get to play as Goku? Like, what's the appeal of Kakarot, then, the game?
So, with the exception of Bardock, there are 5 playable characters. You have Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, and Trunks. And then technically Gotenks. But so if I'm thinking about what's going to be in this upcoming DLC, only 2 of those characters are there.
Oh, they don't. Other ones exist yet, basically. Oh, okay.
So,
well, then that would make you feel like they would create like Tenshinhan and Krillin would be playable now.
You'd think maybe, but
that would
otherwise,
take some work.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just have a lot of missions with Goku and a lot of missions with Piccolo, which aren't. When I say missions, I'm using that very loosely.
I was gonna say, how can you make missions around a world tournament? I mean, I guess you could, but
that's the big thing is that a good chunk of Kakarot is, flying around and exploring the world. But if we're locked into the 23rd Budokai, like, we're in one location. We're not going to be flying around and doing stuff. So what exactly is going to be the meat of this DLC if there's
unless a lot of it takes place before the tournament actually happens and it's just like Goku's journey, like where he got that outfit from, the straw umbrella or whatever.
I'd love that.
He has. Yeah.
Give me some of that.
Oh, I hope they don't show us how Yamcha gets his scar. The mystery is so much cooler.
Talk about it. Bet they're going to talk about it.
Okay, that's cool, I guess.
I don't know. It'll be interesting because we are locked to that one location. But are we fighting Big Papa Piccolo? Is that going to be on the docket? Or will we be fighting as Big Papa Piccolo?
I would much rather fight Big Papa Piccolo than fight as him, trying to swat around a little Goku.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I would agree. I don't know. I'm excited, even though I too was also let down by the Bardock DLC. But I've seen what they can do. They did that Trunks one. They can do it. Lightning can strike twice.
I kind of like that aspect, though, where it's kind of a mystery where there's going to be good or not. Like, they have a track record of having great stuff or bad stuff.
And you don't know if it's going to be good or not.
You don't know if it's going to be good or not, yeah. So we'll see where this one takes you.
Doug, check this out.
I was going to say us, but just takes you.
The Trunks DLC adapted stuff from the Super manga.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You got to check it out.
I got to check it out. Yeah.
You got to do both.
Two things I never plan on revisiting: Kakarot and Super manga. But I guess this podcast is going to change my mind.
Ken is going for miracles here, which, if it happens,
I've gone further than any guest you've had. I'm sending Doug pages of Super to read.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just because I'm too lazy to do it myself. So Ken found that Doug is lazy. Let's just solve that problem for him right there and send him to him. It's perfect.
I applaud the work that you do. And I'm just so happy that
Ken just has to start replaying Kakarot on Twitch, and I'll just watch him play it.
Don't tempt him. The man will do it again.
I've 100% of that game twice. I'll do it again.
So I said,
I'm so mad I spent $60 on that game and I haven't enjoyed it to its fullest. So I own it. I paid full price. I'm going to play it eventually.
You got the PS5, right? You can use that.
Oh, that's
hot
right.
New
and
upgrade.
like the graphics are, yeah. See, that was the reason I was waiting for. That's right.
You guys have this right in front of you. A Twitch channel for We Got a Pod called We Got to Play.
Yeah. Ooh. We Got to Play. Oh, wow.
Stream Kakarot, both of you guys on mic. Come on.
We could do that.
Idea, Randy.
We could jump back and play some older games. We could go play a Dainaru Dragon Ball Densetsu, which I love.
Wow.
But no English translation. Don't be cheating, guys.
Okay.
Really?
I've never played the Saturn version. I'll give that a try. I've heard it's the best one. So that'd be fun. You can't talk me into doing this. That's way too much time and energy. I can't jump into a Twitch stream life now.
You'd otherwise spend playing video games off camera anyway? Come on, man.
Yeah. I would. Alone. Without you jokers.
Without having to set shit up for half an hour. Yeah, I get you.
So, another thing I put up on here because it was kind of the talk of the town for a hot minute, is that Dragon Ball Superhero dropped on digital storefronts here in the US last week, and it was on deep discount because whoever at these stores had set it up as a single episode of the anime versus a movie. Ooh. So you could pick it up for like $3 instead of 20.
Still that way? It's still
no, they fixed it that day. But
okay.
Early in the day, you could grab it. And
it's still green, isn't it?
It's still green. People took images. They're like, yeah, still that green tint that Toei says, oh no, we meant to do it that way. We meant to screw up the color space conversion.
That was the most annoying thing. Just either fix it or don't talk about it. Don't be like, this is how it's supposed to be.
No, they decided, oh, let's look into that. And then they did. They're like, oh yeah, we screwed that up. Well, we've got to cover our tracks. They did
what you did at KFC the other night and had a double down. They doubled down.
Double downs are good. Don't knock it. How do you know about that? When did I talk to you? Did I talk to you yesterday?
We played golf yesterday.
That's right. I forgot what happened last night. That double down had me loopy as all hell. But I mean, did you guys pick it up? Did you get your digital release of this movie? Or
did you?
I regret not getting at least actually the dub because I want to know. I just want to hear those performances. Yeah. I'm not a dubby by any means anymore, but I still do have nostalgia for a lot of those performances. And
Same. And I watched the dub, and I watched both. But I did enjoy the dub voice almost equally as the Japanese one. They're doing a great job nowadays.
Yeah, I didn't get to see this one dubbed, but I did see Broly and Resurrection F, and I'm like, hey, you guys are doing a bang up job nowadays.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I didn't pick it up either. I was like, I think I already have it digitally in a sense. So if I would just buy it, I'm going to buy it just so I can have it like on the bookcase. And right now I don't have any more space on my bookcases, so it can wait.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up either. We've got the physical release of the DVD and Blu-ray coming out, I think, next week. Oh,
really? Okay.
Yeah, generally the digital versions are up 2 weeks beforehand. So
there's also a 4K version coming out soon, right?
That's later this year. I don't think we have an exact date, but yes, we are getting a 4K release here.
Cool.
The question is going to be
a 4K TV after all these years. I'm like, oh, I can get 4K stuff now. Let's go.
Yeah, man. The real question is going to be, will that one be fixed? I doubt it because it seems
I have no hope that it will be. No,
it seems Papa Toei they're digging their heels into the sand here with their problems. Like, no, you can't fix it because otherwise,
that's
then
why
ours
I would
bad.
Just buy it for the physical case, because if I'm gonna watch it, I'm going to have someone else, a fan, fix it and then watch that version instead.
Yeah, that's how I am with Broly. My copy of Broly back here is still vacuum sealed. I just watch what I have on my computer.
Yeah.
I still need to buy the Broly.
I'm not sure if I'm even going to pick it up just because I'm so upset at them. I mean, like, no, sorry, you can't just get it from me if you didn't put in the good work for it, which is a bummer because, so much of that movie is great. The animation's great. Voice work for both languages is great. So, I mean, I'll probably get the 4K release, but I'm not going to get it day one. They can't have that on their books. But
there you go, Randy. You're a rebel.
Me. That's me.
Yeah.
I put a thing here that
don't
just
call
says,
you a hero.
Yeah. I put a thing here that just says figures ? This is for Doug and Ken, and I'm just going to walk into another room and I'm going to let you guys just have at it.
Dude, did you get the Paronga figure?
No, dude, I'm not paying $300.
He has to bring it up every time so that way he feels better about his life choices. He has a gambling problem, remember?
No, I feel bad that I didn't spend that much money because of points and all that shit, but it's still it's such a great figure.
When I look at what I have on pre-order from Premium Bandai right now, though, it's I can't really judge you because I've got two Friezas at basically $100 each. I've got Orange Piccolo at about $100.
Oh, you got him, yes.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. And then it's all about the synergy. You see, you buy Beast Gohan to get the free shipping for Orange Piccolo, which then gives you an effect piece for Gohan. See, so it's a business plan.
They knew what they were doing with that. They knew exactly what they're doing with that, and I was gonna pre-order Piccolo day one back before Gohan was released, but then when I realized how much how Gohan didn't sell out like the day one. Gohan is still available to pre-order.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
They had it open for like just a pre-order until stock runs out, but it's still available 15 days later, or no, it's been a month.
So for people who don't know, these premium Bandai pre-orders for Figure Arts go up for about like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And you have that all that time, and they just take generally as many pre-orders come in, they make the figures of to match that quantity. But this one, when they brought Gohan Beast or Beast Gohan or however we're going to organize that name, they were like, "Oh, yes, you better do it. It's limited quantity." And yeah, it's still for pre-order. So yeah, Doug and I like first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, let's go. I got to refresh that page.
Yeah, and it is worth noting when that pre-order went up, Premium Bandai's website was behaving differently because of so many people trying to go pre-order.
So many people trying. Yeah. I wonder how much they have in stock then. They must have known. But it's such a shame that they released the figure a year after the movie came out, so there's no hype for it. It's I don't know, I feel like it's a miss on their part.
I don't know, I'm always hyped for Orange Piccolo at least.
Me too, but I'm saying it would have sold better if it was released. Yeah. Not even just these premium exclusive versions. If they just sold this Beast Gohan out like a Target or Walmart like the other ones sometimes are, this would have been flying off the shelves easily. I don't know why they're making it so premium. You know,
they made Lunch a general release figure, but Beast Gohan is premium Bandai exclusive. So
like only people, I didn't even know about premium Bandai, like there was a thing until I think when you told us about getting Tullus pre-ordered when he first came out. I'm like, what the hell is premium Bandai and why is free shipping such a big deal? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I wish I had pre-ordered him when you told us about it, because I was like, no, I'll wait. I was like, no, I don't want SH Figure Arts. But then, Ken, I saw Pan, the little figure. I saw that they were going to release an Anya Forger SH Figure Arts. I'm like, oh, how cool would that be to have her reacting to all my Dragon Ball figures, like crazy, humongous Dragon Ball figures. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have Pan as like her little buddy next to each other? Now I'm going to get Pan. Oh, it comes to the Gohan face? Oh, I guess I got a Gohan. Oh, but now I got to get the Goku and the Vegeta that goes with it. Oh, the Gamma 1 and 2, it was never ending. And now I'm like deep in the hole again. I'm back in SH Figure Arts territory.
Welcome. Now, I will say...
it sucks.
I did not get Gamma 1 and 2 Figure Arts. I have the Dragon Stars of those pre-ordered. And they're a little bit lesser figures. However, they're like a quarter of the price. So
yes, they're a little lesser figures, but they're a lot cheaper. They're a lot cheaper. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah. And I'm overpaying for hell for these Gamma figures.
Across the board, I think Dragon Stars is kind of a trash line, but some of them do look good. And luckily, I think the Gammas do.
I have their Beerus figure, and it wasn't that bad. When it first, like, years and years ago, I think Bandai Namco, they sent me, like, a review, like, version of it, and it was like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, some of them are okay. So I got those pre-ordered, and then, but, Doug, the one I'm looking forward to the most, or should I say the two, is the Banpresto, what do they call it? The Matchup series?
Oh, yeah, Match Stars or
Match something like that.
Match Fighters.
Match is somewhere in the word, or in the phrase,
yeah. Because there's two. Get it?
It's the Goku and Oob from the 28th tournament. And
now, are they doing an actual pose from any particular scene? Because the one you see is like Goku's that elbow, I think.
One. Yeah.
Right, but this isn't that. I think Goku's blocking Oob's kick or something. It must be somewhere else, but no, Goku looks incredible right now. In that figure, he looks fantastic.
See, I'm all about the Oob. Oob is I'm all about rare merch, right? So I have the statue of when Zamasu first took over Goku's body, but he still had his Kaioshin outfit on. So I have that statue because that's a rare.
Hell yeah!
He only wears that costume for like 10 frames, you know.
The one
so
with
I have to have
the one with
figure.
like the aura around his feet or whatever. He's like kind of like, I had that one too. That one looks incredible.
So I got that, and then you're telling me that you're gonna have Oob merch.
Oob merch, totally. I was just geeking out about just how rare Goku in his End of Z gi is. That's pretty rare. That's why I love that one. But yeah, Oob as well.
Now, I was telling my wife that I was getting this, and she said I better not see an Oob Figure Arts down the line. So I might be put myself in a corner.
No, it's good. No, you're gonna get it. If Oob comes out Figure Arts, definitely. He'll be $50, but
I'm gonna get it no matter what.
Don't tell. They gave it to me. It's crazy.
It's all about the Oob, man. I get it.
Yeah, gotta love him. Randy, you got that Vegeta figure that one time last year, I think, didn't you? The little statue of him? That's like super rare now.
Is it? I've got a Vegeta and I've got the shirtless Goku Kaioken thing in there.
You could sell that Vegeta for a new house now.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, but you can sell him for a good amount of money.
I have his ear. His ear is in my desk because I put the Scouter on him.
Well, because you don't really... Do you collect other figures besides figure arts? Because have you noticed like the increase in price with all these figures?
I just saw that, and I'm like, tiny Vegeta, I gotta have him. And then my friend also got me the matching Goku to go with it. I'm like,
that's when prices were good. Like, that's when those figures were like $40 each. Now the base price for them is like $70. Even for like a Pan, like little tiny Pan was like $40 or $50. And it was just ridiculous prices. They've gone crazy up. Dodoria is $110 right now, so I think no one's buying them, thankfully, so I think prices are going back down. Bandai's realizing that, but it's been hell trying to collect all these figures.
I mean, it doesn't make sense because the Goku and Oob that I'm talking about, I got for $27 each. So what is like their thought process? Because the Vegeta that you're talking about that Randy has is not like significantly higher quality than these other ones.
No, it's not. Well, it's a little different because the match prize figures, they're prize figures. So they're just ones you get at the Japanese arcade machine claw games. And so they're easily picked up, like they're just prize figures. Whereas the other ones are called Ichiban Kuji figures. They're supposed to be like higher quality. But it was good to be higher quality for like a $10 difference. But now it's like a $50 difference. And it's definitely not worth that much money. But I can't help myself, so I get them anyway. Because now I have disposable income. I'm like, yes, please.
I just figure it's inflation and supply chain issues. So supply and demand, if we up the price, then hopefully, I don't know, just the people that really want it are going to buy it.
Well, maybe.
Doug, now, if you talk about it on the podcast, it's a tax write-off.
It's a tax write-off. It's a write-off. Someone writes it off, so it's great. It's for the business.
They're the ones writing it off.
As long as I show them on camera, that no one else can see because it's an audio podcast. But no, now it's a tax write-off. Done deal.
Wow. Dang, Ken, you're figuring out all the tricks here.
I did do a little YouTube back in the day.
Hey, there you go.
Nice. I did a YouTube video once, just specifically on like the last day of the year. Like, oh shit, I gotta put these figures in front of a camera so I can count them as like a write-off. Totally did that.
Is there anything else about figures you guys want to talk about? I left the room, so like whatever happened.
Welcome back, Randy. No, you can come back. We can go on all day, but
okay. All right. I didn't want to put a damper on the chat. I wanted you guys to have your thing, you know? It was for you. I put it in there for you.
And that's all you get.
That's back in your cage, Doug. No.
Is there any other cool new Dragon Ball news that you guys wanted to talk about? That was all the stuff off the top of my brain.
Crickets.
No. Crickets.
I was like, just let it quiet down.
Well, then we're going to take a quick break here for a sec. And then when we come back, we're going to do some tweets and some trivia, which everybody loves, especially Doug.
Love it. Bring it on.
And we're back to more talking about Dragon Ball news by way of you, the listener, who've sent in tweets about your news, things that you're hyped about. And let me refresh here. All right, we've got one hot and fresh tweet from Jake Fay, who says, most hyped for the new...
Jake, we can count on him, man.
Hell yeah, always count on Jake. Most hyped for the new Tenkaichi game and card game. It's like I'm 12 again, hanging out with the boys, just getting hyped for Dragon Ball. Card game. I don't recall news about this. Ken, do you know anything about a new card game?
I do not.
Well, we're not big into the whole TCG world, so I'm sure. I think they are releasing packs. Like they keep releasing new like super packs all the time, just as much as Pokemon. So maybe something about that. Because I don't know.
Here's the thing: we've got Dragon Ball Super card game, and they're organizing stuff. So there's a new card game out. And yeah, I didn't know about it. I mean, I think I'd heard about it, but
like a new card game or new sets for TCG that already exist. I don't know.
It's new because it's Dragon Ball Super. It's not Z.
Do you guys remember that old card game? Not the card ass stuff, but the stuff from when Funimation started pushing out the card game over here.
Oh yeah, and they were just screenshots.
Move it down the scouter or whatever.
Yes,
like your power levels on the side. Yeah.
But I was so broke as a kid that they had it on a DVD special. They're like, hey, I'll go to this website and print out this page. So I was like, I thought I was smart. I went and got like photo paper and then printed it on that. And when I cut it up, they felt like actual rigid, like instead of like pieces of paper cards, like these are real cards, baby. But yeah, they were horrible.
See, I'm old school. and I played the Dragon Ball Z Animayhem card game that they had out in like
Animayhem.
98. This is prior to Funimation doing in-house dubbing and doing all that other stuff. I think there was a number of Animayhem card games for different anime, but here's the thing. It's impossible to play. Like, the instruction manual is very complicated and doesn't make any sense, and it's bad. But I had pretty cards, and they had, things that and actions that you could do.
That was the appeal as a collector, for me at least. Just how pretty the cards looked, and collect them and trade them for Pokemon mostly. But yeah,
right. But yeah, there's a new card game, new Tenkaichi. Man, it's like being a kid again, which is what these people are preying on. They want to sell you your childhood, but you can't go back, and you're going to be disappointed with Tenkaichi. I'm excited, but I'm going to be disappointed, and that's just how it's going to be. And that's how I like to bring the podcast down before we move into trivia.
You just end the episode there. I'm disappointed. Goodbye.
Can't do that. So I have a good number of questions here. And normally it's just Doug. There's no like...
Don't make me go head to head. Don't make me go head to head with Ken. Let's go. It's going to embarrass me more.
So how do we want to do this? Do you each want to say your answer? But then again, Doug could cheat. I'm only saying that because I know Ken is going to answer first, and then Doug will be the second person to answer.
No, dude, I'm not going to get any of these right, okay? Because the pressure is going to be on.
If you're not confident either, how about we do a raise hand, and then as soon as we raise our hand, Randy, you call out who you saw raise your hand first.
I can do that. Ken, do you agree to these rules?
I agree to these terms, yes.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. Question number 1.
Should none of us raise our hands?
In Sparking / Budokai Tenkaichi 1, what special thing changes if you play as Roshi in any tournament mode? Ken, first hand.
This is a guess? His outfit?
No. Doug.
I'm going to say kind of. He gets a jetpack.
No, he does not get a jetpack. Unfortunately, you're both wrong. The answer is that his name in the tournament is changed to Turtle Hermit instead of
that's cool.
Muten Roshi. It should have been Jackie Chun. But
by his outfit, I meant his name.
his identity, his inner skin.
Who he outfits himself
he has jetpack
as.
everywhere. Yes.
I kind of want to give you a point just for going above and beyond for
to better answer
rationalizing. But I'm not giving it to
that
you.
Point.
I'm not giving.
No,
Ken
give
that
it to
point.
him.
Okay, Ken, you got a point.
All right. In the case of a tie,
That's
lost.
my
point.
Okay, yeah. You only get it if you absolutely destroy Doug by at least 1 point.
We need to do it like on a scale, like how bad the other person's answer is determines if the other one gets a point or not.
All right. Got another one here for you. Still on the first Sparking / Budokai Tenkaichi 1.
Remember, a game... I returned to Blockbuster after the first boss fight.
And I might as well have as well.
Sparking / Budokai Tenkaichi 1 was released worldwide in 2005. What character was included in the game's roster who at the time had not yet made it to North America via the anime? Oh. Giving me dead air, guys. You got it. Someone's got to raise your hand and take a guess. Ken.
Janemba?
Hey, point to Ken.
Really? I don't know why. Thank you, Kami.
I thought you were going to say Jujutsu Kaisen for some reason.
No, movie 12 did not come to the U.S. until 2006. So.
Dang, I could have sworn the game had come out when the series was and movies were all out by now, but wow.
Nope. So, good job. Ken's got 2 points.
So I am getting that point.
Yeah, you're getting that point. You got it.
Getting that point, man.
Okay. Question 3. Starting with Sparking Neo / Budokai Tenkaichi 2. What vulgar word was removed from Geese's English fight intro dialogue when he tags into the match? Doug.
Was it wanker?
It is wanker. Good
job.
Damn.
Let's go.
Which is very strange because he said, like, don't mess with me, wanker. And in Tenkaichi 2 and 3, that line is still there. They just clipped it, but you can still hear the start of the W sound.
Really?
So,
Randy, I'm going to need you to put the accent on that.
Oh, wanka. Sorry.
There it is.
Yeah.
I just thought of the most like accentish, like kid friendly, but not too bad, like curse that you could say as an Australian.
Exactly. Which also, fun fact, in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, if you matched up Zangia with 18, Zangia mentions that 18's boyfriend is kind of cute, to which English 18 just says, skank. And of course, that was removed for 3. That the line doesn't exist. Oh, man. Okratron, back in the mid-2000s.
They had fun.
You were out there. You were wild.
That's what I loved most about the fighting games in general, was just to see what they would say to each other during intros. That was the best part for me.
We all wanted our 8-year-old brothers to hear the word skank for the first time from Android 18. All right, so it's 2-1. Doug, you're coming. You're waking up. You're coming alive.
Yeah.
Question 4. During the credits of Sparking Neo / Budokai Tenkaichi 2, which character, whose name was changed in the English dub, has their name spelled correctly in the credits? Ken.
A guess. Tensionon?
No, wrong.
Oh.
Doug.
Mr. Satan.
No, unfortunately.
Can I guess again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Frieza.
No.
Who else did Funimation ruin?
It's a simple one. It's Karin. So instead of Korin, his name is written as Karin. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
No point there to either of you. Point to me, because I'm that cool. Next question. Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta are playable characters in Dragon Ball Raging Blast, but this is not their shocking debut. In what Japanese-only card-based arcade game did they first appear?
I want to say...
Oh, no, you got to raise your hand, and Ken was the first one. Ken.
Was Heroes around back then?
I don't know if Heroes was around, but it wasn't Heroes.
It was a Japanese-only cartridge game.
Card
game.
Card game. So not Toketsu or whatever that thing was called.
Taiketsu for the Game Boy Advance, which was
Game
American
Boy
made.
Respect on it.
No, we don't. Nobody respects Taiketsu.
Was it the actual like card game? Like you go to arcade machines in Japan and it's the only way to play it?
Dragon Ball Z, the actual card game, now available in Japan. That's not a title, Doug.
No, like the superheroes, like the initial...
No, I need a title.
Budokai.
You can't just say, "Oh, it's that card game."
That card game.
Of course, it was a card game. I told you that in the question.
I forfeit this question. Then.
All right.
No idea.
The answer was a game called Dragon Battlers. So
never heard of it.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Sounds fake.
Pre-Heroes.
You meant to say Breakers, right? That's where Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
Go for it.
Where's the Kanzenshi book? Get that book out.
Yeah.
Bust it out. I've got PDFs. I tore up the binding, scanned them. They're all high-res, 300 DPI. All right, next one. What is different about the English voice cast of Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 as compared to the first one?
They're good.
Ken.
Kai cast?
Yes, this is the first time they switched over to the Kai cast.
Nice. See, Ken's using his fucking mind.
I got ESP, man.
Okay, this is the final one that I have for you guys.
So I still have a chance.
You do have a chance. Early press images of Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Tag Team showed Super Saiyan Goku using a Super Kamehameha. Super Kamehameha.
Wow, fake fan.
As a super move. However, in the final game, he does not have that ability. What move replaced the Super Kamehameha for Super Saiyan Goku? Ken.
Teleportation Kamehameha?
It was not that one. Doug.
I was going to say the movie 7 Genki Dama, where he absorbs it.
No. So I'm going to give you... This is the last question. So I want to give you a hint now, since neither of you got it. It is a one-handed technique.
Oh, Bakayaro.
Hey, I'll take that.
Yeah.
The angry Kamehameha.
You fool. I'm like, when does he do a hand? I'm scanning all the figures I have of what he's doing. Like, he does that in one of them.
What happened in the manga? This is why I said my theory is that Doug doesn't actually consume Dragon Ball. He just buys the figures because he thinks they look neat. So he's like, what happened in the figures that I bought?
You're not too far off.
Oh, so what did the final number come down to? Ken, did you have 2? Doug, you had 1? Is that how
Like maybe 3.5, maybe.
It's 2-2, and I have the fake point. The fake one about Roshi's outfit.
You're right.
That's the tiebreaker. Yeah. That's the winner. Ken wins.
I don't know, Doug, do you want to take that back and say that you won 2-1?
No, I'm totally fine with losing every single trivia question you have at me every episode, Randy. So yeah, this is fine.
Okay, well, at least you lost to a friend. At least I think you guys are friends.
Yes.
Okay,
I think so too.
Putting you on the spot. One of you would be like, I wouldn't go that.
No, that's just kind of awkward.
You don't go down Rainbow Road together and not come out as friends.
With just, yeah. You don't go down with just anyone.
Exactly. Anyway, everybody, thank you for listening.
Brett.
Unless you're Brett. Nobody is friends with Brett. I think that's what it is.
Have you guys ever brought Brett up on this podcast? People are like, who's that?
So Brett is a Mario Kart monster, and if you were ever in the same room as him, and he's got a yellow shell, a green shell,
green
he's wearing
shell,
a yellow
Shy
shirt.
Guy.
He's wearing a yellow Shy Guy shirt.
Saturday nights, 7 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/VegitoEX. Sponsored by TGI Fridays.
That's right.
I just loved Ken yelling, "The game punished me for attacking Brett."
It's hard-coded to protect Brett. That's how it works.
He's a hacker. He's a genius. We love him. We hate him.
So yeah, if you want to get to know Brett, you want to get to know Buddy Guy, you want to get to know so many things.
That's a deep cut.
You want to hear about Ranma and One Piece, I guess, then show on up to twitch.tv/VegettoEX on Saturday nights.
Randy's not doing a bit. We do play Mario Kart.
We do.
Saturday nights if you guys want to catch us there too.
It's great. But thank you all for listening. We love interacting with you, keeping in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can tweet at us at WeGottaPod. You can email us at WeGottaPod@gmail.com. Doug?
Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip-hop trap remix. You can find that jam and other great tracks by Rifti on his SoundCloud. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Thank you for the Zenny. Ken, where can the good people find you?
Twitter.com/DetectiveX. But don't ever call me that in real life or I'll crawl out of my skin.
Randy, what about you?
You can find me at Saber_Breaker. And hey, if you like anime podcasts, you should check out Revolutionary Podcast Utena, where I am a sort of expert on Revolutionary podcast. Revolutionary Girl Utena. And a friend of mine, Jared, has never seen it before, and we watch it together and have a good time. Until it's not fun, and it's serious and it's sad.
With all the podcasts you have, Randy, you are a master at all these by now.
I can't say the name.
You can find me at DrabazDoug. If you like our dumb little show, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to help out even more, write a review or tell your fellow Dragon Ball fans about us. We'll catch you next time.
Later.
Read the manga, Doug.
Never!
All right, break time. Does anybody need to pee, get a drink, or anything?
No. When I listen to the Spotify version, where are these ad reads?
I haven't put one. I've needed to record a new one for like 9 months, and I just haven't. Doug and I just tried to record something a couple of weeks ago, and then I was like, we didn't have a call to action.
We didn't know. Did we even write a script, or we just tried talking at the same time?
We didn't write a script. We just said dumb things.
We did a fusion dance voice, and I don't know why.
We both read some things from ad copy, but
did it work though? Did you put it together, Randy? I know.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was thinking back on it the next day. I'm like, oh, that didn't include anything that it needed to. So
to at least know if it sounded like anything we thought it would. But
so our only ad sponsor, Ken, is Spotify or Anchor, I should say, because that's their podcasting arm of things. And if you start a podcast, you got them as a sponsor day one. This is the ad right here, right now. We're doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's
so exciting. Seamless.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
It's almost like not an ad.
But yeah, so that's kind of all it is. And I just haven't recorded a new one because I think after a year plus or so, they're like, oh, you got to record a new one. You got to keep it fresh. Otherwise, people are going to skip. People are going to skip anyway. Who cares? I've made $50.
Nice.
I haven't cashed out yet, but $50 off of
swinging that cheddar. That's gonna buy you that new Quest 3.
and what are you writing off for your taxes?
Yeah, what are you writing off? Microphones, boom mic,
microphone. Yeah,
microphone. Kakarot DLC. There we go.
Can you do by just mentioning it?
If you buy it and then cover it, you have to buy it with the intent of using it.
Okay.
Not just for enjoying it. Or being upset with how they handle the Bardock stuff.
Doug, if you purchased a $300 Porunga figure with the intent of talking about it on this podcast, you could have written it off. But no, sorry, you got owned.
I did it on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, on TikTok. Does that count? I can write it off.
Do you get money from TikTok?
No.
Well, oops.
Someone has to write it off.
Japan is. They're like, hey.
Writing off to me, yeah.
How much of this is staying in?
None of it. It's all gone. And once they hit the clicker,
he clicks again, then we come back into reality.
This will be in the post.
Yeah, leave it in the post.
He'll add it back on. He's gargling or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. The sweet glugging sounds that I had.
When you were saying it's all about intent, I just couldn't stop thinking about how I can tie that back into a racial slur. It's only about intent of how you mean to say the Namekian racial slur that it actually goes into effect.
You guys were talking about that stuff in your movie 2 review.
No, what?
Really?
Yeah, you were talking about why Dr. Uero didn't just take Piccolo's body. He's like, I don't want to be green.
And he was racist. We're so stupid.
Sorry, Ken. You're sitting with a couple of deep-seated Namekian racists here, and
I'm not talking over you too much when we're recording, am I?
Not at all.
No, this is normal.
Okay.
This is normal. Okay.
Because
Go
when I'm with you guys, I'm in Mario Kart mode, so I'm like trying to hold back.
No, you're doing great. Bringing the energy and the professionalism that this show
desperately needs.
Kind of. Yeah. So yeah, once I click again, the time stop is over, and then we go back to actual episode stuff.